Hi everyone, my name is Dee. Welcome to my review of the Real Housewives of London, Season 1, Episode 1. It aired just today. I've been looking so forward to this premiere. I've got so many thoughts about it. Let's just jump straight in. We're mainly meeting the cast and getting a taste of what the season could look like right away. So it feels to me very different from the US Housewives. The vibe is very different. It's London, right? So it's looking, well, it is. It's classy, but you can already tell there's tension bubbling underneath. At the start of the show, so the show starts with, you see London landmarks, so you'll see Big Ben, Tower Bridge, and the nice places in London, Hyde Park, Green Park, so it was just say you had a drone, it was flying over those nice bits of London. So that's how it started. And then they introduced the housewives. So here goes. The first housewife we saw was Amanda. A very glamorous looking lady, beautiful lady. Amanda is an ex-model, and her tagline or her little punchline was, "I may look like a model, but I think like a CEO." She was the first housewife we've seen, like I said earlier, but she is giving main character, Queen Bee vibes. Okay. So then we move on to Juliet Angus. We didn't see much of Juliet, so I couldn't really gauge what she could be like. But her tagline was, "Lived in every time zone, but still ahead of you." Yeah, so make of that what you want. All right, then we saw Nessie. Nessie, her punchline was, "They say you can't have your cake and eat it. Watch me." Now, from what I saw of Nessie is giving calm, sweet, and mediator vibes. That's Nessie. And then we moved on to another Juliet. So this is Juliet Mayhew. Now, let me just say this to begin with. We have two Juliets. We've got Juliet Angus and we've got Juliet Mayhew. And because we have two Juliets, I'm going to refer to them as Juliet A and Juliet M. A for Angus, M for Mayhew, yeah? So then we see Juliet Mayhew. Her punchline is, life's a stage and I never miss my cue. And my first impressions of Juliet M, she's quirky, cute, bubbly. Yeah, that's my first impressions of her. Okay, moving along, then we see Karen. Karen is going to, without a doubt, be one of my faves. Firstly, because she is a fellow Jamaican, and also she lives in Chelsea, and although I didn't live in Chelsea, I was born in Chelsea. And Karen's punchline is, "I may come from the Commonwealth, but there's nothing common about me." And you know what? She's such a lady, She seems calm and collected. But I know if you push a button, that's not going to be the case. Okay, and then we see, last but not least, we see Panthea. Panthea, yes, Panthea. Panthea's punchline is, "I don't sip the tea, darling, I spill it." Yeah. Panthea is quite vocal. My first impressions of Panthea is she's vocal, she's not scared to say what she thinks and feels, and she'll just come out with it, and she won't back down. So from 1 to 6, in a nutshell, I'll describe the housewives as model, jet setter, cake baker, theatrical, lady and doesn't hold her tongue. The highlight of this episode for me was the summer soiree, or the International Women's Day party that Amanda put on for her friends. Panthea and Juliet M end up in an argument, in a very heated argument, and this stems from a mutual dentist. So what happened with the dentist is Panthea sent her son to the dentist to fix these broken braces. But rather than fix the broken braces, the dentist identifies that Panthea's son requires 6 or 7 fillings and proceeds to install those fillings without having first consulted with Panthea. Panthea's fuming, she's had to go at the dentist, and Juliet, being Panthea's friend, rather than side with Panthea, is siding with the dentist. Juliet's reason for that is she doesn't like an underdog and felt that Panthea was wrong in her approach to the dentist. Argument ensues, so they're arguing, and Panthea's had enough. She feels that Juliet is fake and phony. One thing she can't stand, quote upon quote, is a fake and phony person. She's had enough, so she storms out of Amanda's house. And we see the episode end with Panthea getting into a black taxi and driving off into the night. The pace of the show, it was fast but steady. Not too fast, but it was steady. So it kept you engaged, which is a good thing. And you just wanted to know what's going to happen next. So I enjoyed that. There were a couple of funny moments that I liked, actually. So I liked when Karen and their beautiful daughter was in the gutted house that was being renovated, and Karen was talking about she wanted jacuzzi, swimming pool and steam room, and the daughter was talking about Karen wanting these things, and especially like a swimming pool, but can't swim, and she'd need to learn to swim. She's going to have a swimming pool in the house, which makes sense, but yeah, I found that funny. Another thing that I found funny was when Panthea and Juliet M was having the argument, and Panthea says to Juliet, F you. F you. Like, it's the way she said it. That was quite funny, quite really amusing. But yeah. And it's not only the way that Panthea out of nowhere just came up with the F you towards Juliet. Panthea also is saying that Juliet borrows clothes. She's like, well, everyone knows that you borrow clothes. And like, she's saying it in front of everybody at Amanda's party. Poor Juliet. If I had to sum up the episode in 3 words, I'd say wealth, fashion and drama. Wealth, fashion and drama. And vibes. The corny bits in this episode was when we saw Amanda and Juliet M riding horses in Hyde Park. I've never seen that before. I was born and bred in London. I have not seen people riding horses in Hyde Park. I've seen the Queen's horses, well, now the King's horses. So I thought that was a bit corny. I didn't even know that Hyde Park had stables. Clearly do. Duh. But yeah, so that was quite corny, a bit underwhelming for me. I don't think that had to be in the show, but hey ho, it was. So to wrap up, I'd rate this premiere a good 6.5, 7 out of 10, because it brought vibe, it brought fashion, and it did bring drama. I think it brought just enough mess to make you want to stick around to see what happens next. What did you think of this premiere? I'd love to get your reactions. Leave your thoughts down below. And if you did enjoy this review, don't forget to like and subscribe, and join me next week for episode 2. See you then.